All right, so we're gonna go through some ways to change fractions to percentages today, and then we're gonna start talking about percent change, which is why I had you look up some terms in the back of your textbook, like percent increase and percent decrease. So this is gonna be kind of challenging, you guys, between today and tomorrow. So I really want you guys to sit up, show star, engage. You're gonna have to self-monitor to make sure you guys are tuning in. Okay. So a couple ways to change fractions to 100. All right, the first thing is we're going to change the fraction so that the denominator is equal to 100. This is a review, right, guys? We've done this. Do this by either multiplying or dividing both the numerator and the denominator. This works some of the time. When does this work? Mira?
20, 50.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you have like 5/20ths. Did I hit record on that? Oh, I did. Okay. When you have something like 5/20ths and all you need to do is multiply by 5/5 to get a denominator of 100, you can do it this way. The second way, by multiplying the fraction by 100/1, that's always going to work. So you can take any fraction and multiply it by 100/1, and that's going to give you a percentage. Let's just take an example here really quick. Let's say I've got 3/8. If I multiply that by 100/1, first of all, can I make eighths into hundredths very easily? Not really, no. I like eighths because they're easy to work with, but no, I can't really make them into hundredths. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply by 100/1. Let's divide by 4. So I've got 2 down here, and I've got 25 up here. 3 times 25 is 75. 2 times 1 is 2. When I divide 75 by 2, I'm going to get 37.5. That answer, that is my percent. Right? So these are two different ways we can change fractions to percent. Do you guys remember both of these? I know you remember the first one. You remember the second one?
No.
Okay, well now you know. You guys, yeah, Lucy.
With the cross canceling or whatever,
Yeah.
how do you know that you can divide the 3
I divided the 8 and the 100 by 4 because they were both, yeah, I divided them by 4. Okay. Let's try some problems. Go ahead and flip your notes over to the back of your, just close them. And then I think you have a blank page on the back. Oh, maybe you don't. You don't have a blank page? Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, I guess I have them out of order. All right, so number 1, let's see your notes really quick. This is the last page. For some reason, I got stapled on. So just go to that last page. I apologize, you guys. So where it says percent change day 3 at the top in bold letters. Go to that page. Yep. And then let's write these notes really quick, okay? I'm going to have you write this line right here. And then this line right here. And then please copy the examples. Let's go ahead and go on. Okay, so let's use method 1 for this example. All right, we want to set up 246/100ths as a percent. All right, so if we're using method 1, what do we divide by on the top and the bottom? Cameron? So we want that denominator to equal 100. So the denominator is going to determine what we need to do. What do we divide by? 6 or, because 6, this is what 6 equals. That's, yeah, we're dividing by 6/6, right? Yeah, which is 1. Okay, so we're going to divide 246/100ths by 6/6, and we're going to get 40/100ths. What percentage is that? Piper? 40%. Good, 40%. Guys, just practice making sure that as soon as you see something flash up on the board for math, make sure you start to write it down. All right. Let's do another one. Oh, I guess not. Let's do method 2. We're going to multiply by 100 over 1. Okay, our example problem is same problem. 240 divided by 600 times 100 over 1. And if we were doing this problem, we could cross cancel that 600 and the 100, right? And I would just cross cancel those zeros. And you get 240 divided by 6. And then what's the resulting percentage? It's still 40%. When you use this method, whatever number you end up getting, that's your percentage. All right. So you're not going to then go ahead and multiply it again. That's your percentage. But it always works. Okay. Let's do some more. What is 120 out of 300 first as a fraction and then as a percent? Yeah, you guys can turn to the back page now. What is 120 out of 300 first as a fraction and then as a percent? What is it as a fraction? Who's got it? Macy? Yeah, 123 hundredths, right? What if I want to change that to a percent? What would be an easy way to do that? McKinley? Yeah, we could use method 1 and divide it by 3 over 3, and that would give me 41 hundredths. Michael, make sure we're writing these notes down, please. So what is that percentage? Mira? 40%. 40% again. Good job. Elena, did you get these? Okay. All right. Ready to move on, you guys? Okay. Go ahead and do the Toyos. For each of these Toyos, what I'd like you to do is convert them to a percent. So the Toyos that are on the bottom of that page that we are just copying onto. You can use either method 1 or method 2. 6 100ths as a percentage. Cecilia. 6%. Nice job. Let's see. What do you guys have next? 4 25ths as a percentage. Morgan. Great job. 16%. Did you use method 1 or method 2 on that one? Okay, awesome. How about 2 tenths? What is that one, Macy? Nice job. 18 200ths, Lucy? 9%. 3 50ths. Caitlin. Okay, nice job. And whoops, where did my last one go? There it is. 75 300ths. Kylie. 25. Great job. All right, I think you guys get it. Give yourselves 2 snaps if you get it. Okay, we are ready to go. Okay, let's use some harder numbers. Okay. There are some key words that I'm going to have you guys memorize today. Everybody say change over original. Change over original. Say it again. Say the real words. Change over original. Great job. You guys, are you going to forget it? Yeah. Okay, say it again.
Change over original.
Okay. I want you to memorize that. That's going to help you a lot in these percent increase and percent decrease problems. You won't be able to complete these problems if you lose track of that phrase. All right. So what is it again?
Change over original.
Okay. Let me show you what that means. All right. At the match on January 4th, the Lakers scored 100 points against their opponents, a decrease from the match on January 2nd. Find the percent decrease in the scores from January 2nd to January 4th. All right. So on January 2nd, the Lakers scored 113 points. That's written for you. On January 4th, they scored 110, or I'm sorry, just 100 points. What was the change? Olive. $113 minus 100. you're looking on your left side of your slide, you can see the change equals 113 minus 100 equals. Find it? Yeah, 13 points, good. That's what the change means, all right? It's, sometimes you'll hear that referred to as the delta, or you'll see it signified with a triangle, but that just means change. All right, so change over original, we're gonna put 13 as our numerator. What's our original? We're comparing to January 4th. What is the original? Michael? Yes, I'm sorry, we were comparing to January 2nd. Yes, the original was January 2nd, my bad. So we're gonna put 113, or I'm sorry, 13, oh my goodness. Over 113 times 100 over 1. Those aren't super friendly numbers, are they? Not really. But can we figure this out? Can we do the math now? Yeah. Or we could just take a look at the slide. Yeah. We're not going to take that much time to do a ton of math on that problem. So, but the important thing is how did we set it up? This was our change, 13 points. This was our original. Our original is whatever we're comparing to. Sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out what's the original, what's the new number. So just try to remember whatever we're comparing to is the original. We also say in math that the denominator is the standard for comparison. That's why if we're looking at, say, a bar model where we've got 2 out of 5 marked, it's 2/5. Fifths is the standard for comparison. Yes, Mira.
Original not be 100.
Because they scored 113 points on January 2nd, right?
Okay.
And then 2 days later, they scored 100 points. So it was in this particular problem, this was a percent decrease problem because they scored lower than they scored before. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
How are you guys doing so far? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna wait for 100% of people to engage and give me some feedback. Okay. Thank you. Staring at the desk or avoiding eye contact with me is not feedback. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna do a percent increase. We want to know what the percent increase is in the Lakers score between the January 4th and now January 6th matches. All right, this time, what are we comparing to? Somebody raise their hand and tell me. Piper. Yeah, so our standard of comparison this time, the original is 100. That's what they scored on January 4th. On January 6th, they scored 105. What's the change? Kylie R? Yep. Yeah, it's 5 points. So how do I set up my percent increase? How do I set up my problem to find percent increase? Remember, it's change over. Okay, McKinley. 5 over 100. And then we're going to go ahead and multiply by, well, we actually don't need to with this. We've already got a denominator of 100, don't we? So I bet you can look at that and tell me right now what the percent increase is without really doing a whole lot of math. Tommy, tell me. 5%. You got it. Good job. Go ahead and fill that in. So in that sentence, you're going to answer there is a 5% increase in the scores between January 4th, I'm going to hide these, and January 6th. There we go. Okay. All right, letter C. The Lakers' coach wants the team to improve their January 6th score by at least 10% in the next game. What is the minimum score that the team must achieve to get to achieve the coach's target? Ooh, this one's a lot harder, isn't it? Okay, so on January 6th, how much did the Lakers score? How many points? Landon? 105. How many points do they need to score for their next game? How do we figure that out? Lucy? It's not 10 points. No, it says they need to increase their score by 10%. So we're kind of doing this a little bit backwards now, but Macy. Yeah, we would find 10% of 105. Let's see what that is first. Let's work that out. So 10% of 105. Let's actually do that problem. We're gonna make sure Mrs. Jurgen's math is right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and cross off a 0 here. And then 100, that gives me 105 divided by 10. So that is indeed gonna equal 10.5. Okay, 10.5 points. Am I done? Why? Is that a reasonable answer? If they scored 105 points on January 6th, is it reasonable to think that 10.5 points on their next game is gonna get them that extra 10%? No, Cameron, what did we do wrong? Well, I didn't round it, but what, yes, I mean, this is basketball. We can't score half points. Basketball is like grammar, isn't it? Okay, all right, what else? Do you want to keep talking, Cameron? Oh, are you sure? Okay. Ashlyn? We have to add it to the original score. So we're gonna add 10.5 to 105. And Cameron was 100% right. We don't score half points in basketball. I mean, I have limited knowledge about basketball, but I do know that. And so they need to score at least 116 points once we add that all up together. Okay. Go ahead and do the Toyo, and we'll go over that in just a couple minutes. Remember, change over original, guys. Okay. What's my word fraction that I asked you guys to memorize at the beginning of the lesson? Cecilia. Change over original. Whoops. Okay, good. How do I find my change? Landon? Let's read through the problem. Alice earned $3,200 in 2008. Her salary increased to $4,000 in 2009. What was the percent increase in her salary from 2008 to 2009?
So I did that 2008, 100% was 3,200, and in 2009 it was 4,000.
Okay,
then-
that's not, but we're not finding a percentage of. What we're wanting to do right now is just find the change. So I just want to find the difference between what she earned first and what she earned next. So it's just subtraction. Okay. I'm going to come back to you. Yeah, Tommy, how do I find my change?
That's 3,200 from 4,100.
Yes, exactly. So 4,000 minus 3,200 equals 800. Okay, change over original. That's going to be the numerator in my fraction that I'm going to convert to a percent. What's the original? What's the original? Kylie R?
4,200.
Yes, I'm comparing her new salary to her old salary. So 3,200 is correct. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to multiply that by 100 over 1 because that way works all the time to convert things to percentages. And I'll go ahead and cross cancel my 2 zeros in the 3,200 and my 2 zeros in the 100 up there. And I'm left with 800 divided by 32. Okay, well, we can cross cancel that, right? Okay. Jace, you want to tell me how to cross cancel it?
I did 32 divided by 8.
Yep. Yep. No, you should. Okay, so you flipped them. So you're going to end up with 25%. Yeah, you've got actually what you would have in the numerator is 100. I'm going to just rewrite it so you guys can see it. 100 over 4. So then you're going to end up with 25%.
Yeah, that's
Right? Yeah, good job. Does that make sense? 800 is a fourth of 3,200, right, folks? Yeah. So that does that. Good. Okay. How are we feeling about this? We're feeling okay. Open your workbooks up to workbook exercise 3, please. Make sure that you took notes on the other ones. We're gonna take a look at this together for a minute here.